Hey, Chevette Nation. Long time no see, huh? It's been a long year. Yes, it's been a year. And if you've been following along, you've seen where I posted little bits here and there where I've been off for a year. I've been injured, had a lot of stuff get in the way, and I was actually off work for 8 months. So I'm just now getting back to work. I'm just now being able to walk and move around like I should, and still not quite ready to dive in on this yet. However, I saw something at work today and I had to try this out. As we all remember, the paint job on this car is far from nice. Listen to this. It is like that over the entire car. That's the original blue paint, which even if you look at that, that's even weather checked. But this is garbage. Look at this. Look at the texture in here. Yeah, not cool. So, the entire car is like that, except for where there's no paint or spray paint. But, look at this. The entire car, look at those scratches. Down to the original paint. When I say that this thing has the texture of tree bark, I'm not kidding. And of course we got rust popping out through here, and it's all just surface rust. This car is actually rather rust free when you start talking about rot. It just has surface rust here and there and some really nasty paint. But anyways, you kind of catch the whole idea. This car will likely never look pretty. Part of my plans has been to get it running, drive it for a season or two, and then put it back under and hit it for paint and body. But honestly, it's taken me so long just to get it running, still not running, that once it's together, I don't want to blow it apart. So, and I'm not ready to paint it right now either. Even if I were to go with some kind of stupid low budget home brewed stuff, I don't have the time and effort to put into it. I'll just be flat out honest. And I don't have the place. I mean, even though we're in a garage, look at this. That is dirt from the alley right outside here. Every time a car goes by, dust from the dirt comes in and covers everything. I washed this thing not too terribly awful long ago. A year ago, yes, but still. Nothing's happened in here. This door, on the door back here on this side, there we go. Yeah, right there. It's been opened up a couple times, but not for excessively long amounts of time. So if I paint this thing in here, it's going to get covered with dirt. Not cool. So there was something I saw at work today. Every time we do a weld on pipe, we put this covering over it. I can't even remember what it's called right now, and I'll get a picture of the can. This stuff is stupid cheap, and it's self-leveling. In case you don't know what that means, it means like if you brush it on with a paintbrush, you won't get stuck with those lines. It'll just kind of just flatten down to where it's level. So it's self-leveling, it's high gloss, dirt cheap, huge bonus. And this might be something of interest. Since this car is never going to get a proper paint job, why can't I make it look like this, but shiny? That is one of the latest trends, and by latest, I mean like the last 10 years, where people just clear coat over patina. And I've got plenty of patina. So I want to try this stuff out. I could put this thing in a high gloss coat for less than 20 bucks. Yeah, less than 20 bucks. And while a lot of people are familiar with Shine Juice, I've heard some bad things about Shine Juice. It's not a good idea. It's not a good long-term solution. Apparently everything sticks to it and you can't just wash it off. If anybody can confirm or deny that, let me know, please. I do not want to be putting out bad information, especially for something like that. I brought some of the stuff home. I put some of it in a can and brought it home. So I'm going to put some of that stuff on here and see what it does. Being that it's oil-based, there's a chance that it might start chewing on some of the paint here. I got the spray paint, I got the factory paint, I've got the repaint, and I've even got pinstriping. So I got a lot to worry about. But if this stuff does what I think it's going to do, it's going to be awesome. So let's find out what happens. I'm going to try it with two different kinds of paint brushes. This, because it's stupid cheap. This, not very cheap at all, but it's the only brush I have. At work, we use the really, really cheap ones, the Harbor Freight 29-cent paint brushes, disposables. So if this gets melted and eaten up or catches fire, then I know I can't use it. Then I'll go to this. Really don't want to do that. Let's see here. So far, so good. It hasn't blistered up and started peeling off yet. I don't smell smoke. These are both good signs. Now, of course, like a true hack, you notice I didn't even blow off any of the dirt. Now, these front fenders, they don't mean a whole lot to me. I'd like to keep them since they match. But if this goes bad, really bad, and it starts blistering and peeling or bursts into flames, I have two brown fenders up on top of the ceiling, up on top of the roof, that I can put in primer gray and then do the scallops and the pinstripes. And the primer gray isn't too far off from this faded nasty blue. But I'd rather keep this on here for now. If I ever paint it and actually try to make it look pretty, those are going right on. Those fenders are very good shape. So far, this is looking great. In fact, I might just go ahead and do this entire fender. Great. I got some of my new sweatpants. This works the way I expect it to. This will not only make it shiny, but it will actually protect. It will protect the finish. It will protect my spray paint, and it will protect the factory paint. Well, actually, this fender doesn't have any factory paint. It's a replacement fender, but you know what I'm saying. It'll protect all this goodness. I'm going to go right over the paint runs. I'm going to go over the greasy handprint. What am I going to do? Ruin the finish on it? Oh my God, this is funny. This is exactly the look I was hoping for. I still have plenty left. I could probably do the other fender with this if I wanted to. This stuff goes on and takes so little bit of material. It's unreal. I could do the entire car with just 1 quart. I'd put money on it. A half gallon if I'm going to do 2 coats, which this test is going to tell me if I need to do 2 coats or not. This is great. And I can use the cheap foam because you see it's not eating at it or making it smoke or catch fire. That is one thing you do need to worry about. This stuff will ignite. If you have rags soaked with the stuff and brushes and everything, you got to pay attention how you get rid of it. Look at the instructions on the back of the can. This is not just a case where the instructions are another man's opinion. This is the type of stuff where you need to heed by the instructions. Unless it says don't paint over a Chevette. You can ignore that part. Yes. Awesome. Oh yeah. She's ready for the Roadster show in LA. And while the stuff does stink, it's not terrible. I'm not sitting here getting high. I like it. I like it, I like it, I like it. Tried. Look at that. It restores too. I better stop. I'm gonna have way too much fun with this stuff. If this turns out to be a win, I'm not just going to come in here and slop it all over the damn thing like I just did. No. What I'm going to actually do, I'm going to come in here with some 0000 steel wool, 4 zeros. If you go to Walmart, it's in the household painting area. It's not in the grocery store. It's in the department store side. Anyways, going to get some 0000 steel wool, and I'm going to scrub this car down. And what that's going to do, it will smooth this out a little bit, but more importantly, it'll make it a better transition. Same thing up here. Yes, I'm storing stuff on top of the car again. I should be ashamed of myself. Again, factory paint, 80s garbage. Sand this all down with the steel wool, and it'll start getting like patina lines. Like you see right here where it's starting to break through on this hard line, on this edge. If you continue scraping there, then you're going to get down to metal if you go far enough, but you'll go down from this paint to that paint, the blue, and then there's primer underneath that, and then you could probably go down to sheet metal if you want. If you want to do patina properly, you've got to read how the patina works. Patina doesn't just mean take a grinder to the side of the car and say, that's patina. Fake patina doesn't even look like that. That just looks like crap. But what you need to do is you need to read the lines of the car. Your top surfaces are going to have more wear. Just like that. At one point, the top of this fender was blue. And then age and poor prep made the paint come right off the top. Same thing up here. This was too thin, and the paint just kind of wore through. But you're not going to get wear through down here. This is actually smooth. Come up, come up. It's starting to get a little rough. Starting to get a little rough. Right here, it gets rough. You can see smooth, rough. That line is when the body starts kicking over this way. So the sun is coming down and hitting it. Rain is coming down and hitting it. And that causes the patina. You have to read the car. You have to read the angles on the vehicle to get the right patina. Right up here, it's on that leading edge. It's worn through. Then, of course, we've got some poor prep work patina, but that'll work too. Okay, so now we're back here at the back quarter window. And if you look along here, right along here, at the very top, where it's coming over, and even where it's flat and just looking right up at the sky, all this is where the worst of it is. Look at that. Without even abrasion, it's all worn off up in here. That's another cause of patina, is abrasion. More patina would be right up along underneath here, where you come up and scrape it every day. So then you can start scraping right through the paint. That's another form of patina. That's more man-made than sun, but it still can be a natural patina because that happens from daily use. If you really want to do a patina ride and you want it to look convincing, your best bet is go to the junkyard. Find cars that have the sunburn on top, but have paint on the sides, and read the way that it does it. There's been a lot written and a lot recorded on how to do realistic fake patina. So don't just take my word. Go look it up. All right, let's see what we got so far. I'm getting excited. Now, that's a little dry right there. Definitely gonna need another coat. Of course, I didn't do this before, but there you go. That's what it looked like. From that, right here, to this. I'm totally stoked. Even though this isn't going to be pretty, it's going to be pretty cool. And I'm really hoping to do a brake upgrade video specifically. The whole front end 5-leg swap with large brakes, that whole recipe has changed. Doing something that's a little bit easier, a little bit cheaper, but not quite cheaper. It all depends how you do it, but a lot more versatile also. More on that later. We'll come back out here tomorrow, see how everything looks, see if this is going to be a win or a fail. So far, I like it. Some of you are cringing, and some of the others are getting really totally excited. Man. Yes, I'm getting excited. Look at there's shine here. It used to look like this. Now it's shiny. Nobody wants to wash something that's nasty and rough and doesn't look clean when it's clean. But you can make it shine. Doesn't matter how ugly it is. It's still going to be cooler. We'll come back tomorrow and see what it looks like.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a
Okay, it took a little longer than just a couple days. Nonetheless, these are the paintbrushes I was talking about that we use. They're just your cheap, generic, disposable, one and done, throwaway brush. Harbor Freight has them dirt cheap. You can probably get them at Walmart maybe, but they're pennies a piece and they're worthless in your house. Don't use them for painting trim. So there's some good news and there's some bad news about this. The bad news is they stopped making this stuff. Apparently they stopped making it 2 years ago. There's still stuff out there, but you've got to find it. So if you're thinking of doing this, you need to get out there now and find it. I haven't found any yet. Apparently, one of the guys at work says that he has been buying up every can he can get his hands on. I saw Amazon, was it Amazon? I think it was Amazon, where you get 3 1-quart cans for $98. So cheap, just went out the window. But with any luck, I should find another quart somewhere, and a quart should do the whole car. The good news is this looks exactly like I was hoping it would, and that's good. It has a bit of a matte shine on the sides. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. You can see a little bit of a difference between here and here. I'm going to try and get another coat on there. Assuming I find some of this stuff, I'm going to get at least 2 coats on there, I hope. I think it'll be worth it. If you're thinking of doing this too, you should jump on it with the quickness and go find some. Yes, right there you can definitely see a difference. You can just see a little bit of reflection of the color from that white rag, up here onto the door. But move over to the fender. Yeah, much better. Like I've been saying every year for a few years now, I hope to get a lot of work done on this thing this summer. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but I want to. I really want to get this thing on the road sooner than later. We've still got a lot of stuff going on. I missed an entire summer of working on the house, working on the yard, so on and so forth. So I'm still trying to make up for lost time on that. Plus, I've got another channel that I'm running now too. So there's that on top of all this. If you're into camping, I'll put a link in the description on this video. I try to get things up weekly on that. They're quick, short videos, but nonetheless, it does still take time. So hopefully I will be having another video on this car fairly soon. A little bit of shine, a whole lot of no shine, except for the mirror. So hopefully next time comes soon. Until then, I'll see you guys later.